Hi everybody, Daniel from Prika here, together with the guitar player from Nervosa.
Yes, thank you everyone.
So, first off, let's talk about how has the weather been treating you? It's a bit cold for Latina, I guess.
Yes, for me the cold weather, it's terrible because I feel cold a lot and everywhere, But inside of the venue, everything's fine.
Okay,
it's kind of hot, so it's okay. But outside, it's kind of cold. I'm not accustomed from this weather, for sure.
I figured as much, like most Brazilians are. So let's do something unusual and talk about the music. I wanted to talk about, first off, about your influences. You play very straightforward, aggressive thrash, kind of like Creator's Pleasure to Kill. Is that... did you plan to create this kind of thrash metal, or was it kind of something that just came to be, like you played with your friends and then it just came out like this?
Yeah, I think this was natural. It's my favorite kind of music is thrash metal, and I listen. The riff is from Metallica, from Slayer, example, Creator, Destruction, and I always want to play exactly of them, So I start to learn guitar because I really I really like it to listen that. So I really want to play exactly this way. So I try to learn alone. So I'm not there, but it's everything that I want, not that I can,
So you're self-taught, you just sat at home with your guitar, like the old legends, and just played.
Exactly.
Well, it sounds very much like the original, so you are on the right path, I would say. Also, well, as you surely know, Brazil has a lot of famous metal acts and quite a big underground scene, as far as I know. Is there anything from your musical heritage or your cultural heritage that influenced you and your music?
Yeah, of course. The Sepultura example is a huge band from Brazil. I think it's one of the biggest influence from this band. Just not for me, but for the all band, for the all girls, for sure. It's impossible. Sepultura don't be an influence for someone. Example, and it's of course, but Crisium too is a huge influence from this band. Ratos de Porão. It's a punk rock band.
They're awesome.
Yes, I love them.
Really
They are so fast and the attitude of Ratos de Porão. It's
absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
So I guess you also have some, non-metal influences when you're speaking about Ratos de Porão, like obviously thrash influenced by punk. Is there anything else non-metallic that influenced you?
Yeah, Metallic, of course, but just for the 3 first albums. Four first albums.
Sorry, I meant like influences that are metal.
Sorry. Okay, sorry, I understand.
Problem.
I'm kind of deaf,
It happens.
So, yeah. No, but out of metal, for me, example, I love blues.
Oh.
My influence from Jimi Hendrix, example, is a huge influence for me. The way that he played guitar, it's amazing. I never saw anyone play like him anymore. So, Buddy Guy, example, I love them. And there is a band there. It's kind of rock, but not metal. But I love it. It's one of my favorite band. Is Grand Funky Railroad.
Okay.
It's an old band from the 70s. Yeah, not 60s and 70s, and I love them. It's rock, but not metal, and I love them. And I love example Led Zeppelin, but everything is around the rock, because blues have an influence from rock. So
let's be honest, who isn't influenced by Led Zeppelin? Who has a guitar in his hands?
Exactly.
Also, on the point of music and coming from Brazil, I wanted to talk a bit about financing a band, and you obviously have to travel quite far and have probably huge expenses with everything. And how is the sustainability? Is it like, a passion project and you just say, fuck it, we invest in music? Or do you try to, break even?
Yeah, there is 2 points about living in Brazil. The first point is expensive to buy a ticket to fly to come here, but the few money that we get here in Europe when we're back to Brazil means a lot of money. Because multiply for 4 or almost 5 times. So this means a lot of money in Brazil. But our tour, we have a lot of shows, so we can cover the costs. So we don't have to pay for the tickets, example, because the fees and everything's cover the costs. So and everything's keeping going.
So you're able to essentially make a living with your music at the moment, so to speak.
Yeah, we live from the music. I think since of the 2015, so it's not a long time.
Sure.
But now for me it's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a job separate from the band just to get some money. Example, when we are in the final and the beginning for the next year, it's December and January is a hard time to everyone work, We stop it. Not for the whole month. For example, in December, we work till 20. But after, for the Christmas time and everything, and January, nothing's happened. We have to get some money out of there, but the main job is the band. It's impossible to do everything beyond the band, we don't have time.
Okay, that makes sense. And it's cool to see, that there still are young bands that, manage to make a living of it. That's always good to know, I would say.
Yes, we have to play a lot because of that. If you stop, we don't have money. So we have to be on the road all the time.
I guess that's a bit the fate of a lot of metal bands these days, or, a lot of acts. Like, I think Mastodon, their guitar player, was like complaining about she's getting fed up with having to play so much because there's no music in CDs anymore. I guess it's hard, but I don't know. How do you see it?
Yes. I think we can play around the world, because in Latin America, example, we made a lot of shows in this year, example, and in the past, example, in Mexico, we did a tour there with the 12 shows just in Mexico.
Well, okay.
Yes, just in Mexico.
Just in the city, or
no, not
in the
whole country. No. And we made some shows in other countries like Guatemala, Costa Rica, and something like that. And in South America, example, it's not expensive for us. Yes. And we can make some shows in Brazil. Of course, now we have some economic problems in Brazil, and everything is expensive. And in Brazil, everything is so far, because Brazil is a huge country, and it's impossible to play in the north of the country because it's so far. Example, 4 hours flight into the north of Brazil. It's super far. The tickets are expensive. It's almost the same price, example, to go to the United States. So it's kind of impossible sometimes.
It's insane. And not just, thinking about having to, you're staying in the same country, but you're flying 4 hours. That's like, crossing the whole of Europe.
Exactly. But we are not in the real south of Brazil. We are in the southeast and almost in the middle of Brazil. If you will live where Luana lives, because Luana lives in the real south of Brazil, it will be 7 hours, 5 hours, I don't know, but it's super far.
Yeah, sounds like it. Speaking of your bandmates, something I wanted to ask is also, well, you obviously noticed a lot of people talk about you're an all-female band, all-female, yeah. And kind of, was it a conscious decision to, just be girls in the band, women in the band, or did it just kind of happen like this?
No, it was proposed, and I started the band in 2010, and I never thought that it was made a female band. It was kind of natural in the beginning because I always play with a man. When I start to play guitar, I tried for once to have a female band, but in that time was super hard. That's a long time ago. It was super hard to find girls and to find girls that really want to play metal. Is not just simple metal. It's a brutal metal, you know. So it was super hard to find the girls, and they really want to play, you know, because sometimes the girls, I enjoy to play, but I don't want to be in a band, the serious band, a professional band, something like that. So I give up, and I start to play with a men's because it's easier, because the most part of the musicians in metal are men's, of course. So, but I never thought that I was in a female band again. So I knew one super good drummer that Fernanda Terra is founded with me in Nervosa, and I thought, so I have the harder now, the drummer.
That the hardest part.
Oh
to find.
yeah. So now I can think. I can start to thinking to be in a female band. So we start to find other girls, but it was super hard. I spent a year and a half looking for some girls. We put some girls, but it didn't work. Till find Fernanda Lira in the vocal. I just call her to be a bassist player. But she said, I can try to sing it too. So let's try. Let's do a test and we can check. And she started to sing and it's different, but it's good. So she's our vocalist and bassist. So after that, we couldn't start to be a professional band, a real band, because before that we didn't find anyone to compose the band, you know. So, but before her, we wrote 4 songs before her. But after we couldn't record and to be a real band.
That's pretty cool. So it kind of was like an evolution to the point where Nervosa came to be. That's always nice to see. I guess it's also a nice sign of how the metal scene came along, that, you know, you found your female members because they're just far more women comfortable to be in the scene. And that's, for me as a heterosexual guy, obviously quite nice to witness. But yeah, speaking about toxic masculinity, there are a lot of people in the scene, or at least I perceive it like this, to say like bands, all-female bands like Nervosa or others, that they're just, you know, successful because they're women, because they look good. And what is your answer to that?
But look, the thing is, if we are a female band, this not means that we'll sell CDs.
I do agree.
You know, if we are in a good label, of course, we have some different views, you know, image, something like that. It's easier to promote the band because, they are girls, so let me check, it's different. But in the final, we have to expend a lot of time to get respect. You know, because always the guys, talking about the same things. They are there because they are girl. But there's a lot of female bands.
You play pretty good for a girl, right?
yes. This is the most common stuff. Yeah. But this is happening. But we don't care about that. You know, we just do what we love. And everything doesn't matter.
Well, I guess that's the only thing you can do. You can just play what you love and hope that other people like it.
Exactly.
And you've a good point. Like, you know, every band at the end of the day is searching for a unique selling point. Like, you know, you have all the black metal bands who have their really complex makeup and stage presence. You have, like, I don't know, prog metal guys who have this complex concept albums. They're all trying to find a unique selling point. Like, your unique selling point is that you are a woman, so, well, fuck it, everybody's trying to do it. In your case, it's just, I guess, people who are annoyed that women are more successful than they are. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is normal, you know. We are kind of new stuff, so I think we are learning from that too. So I think it's normal. I think everyone is learning about that, so it is normal.
I guess so. I would like to talk a bit about the lyrics of the band. If I guess, do you write them or?
Yeah, I write the half of the lyrics, and Fernanda write the other half.
Okay, great. So you're an expert on that, and I can ask you some stuff. Great.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, there are like like a lot of thrash bands, you know, on societal issues and everything. And again, coming back to the female thing, because, well, it's a bit obvious, but yeah. Are there a bit like influenced by the female perspective, or do you try to be like objective or what would you say?
Yeah, for us, we're objective because we really need to talk about the corruption stuff because Brazil is one of the huge, I think the biggest corrupt country in the world. So this annoys us all the time. So we have to talk, you know, we really need to do that, you know. So, but we talk about, in some lyrics too, about the behavior, the human behavior too. Yeah, but in this time, in our last album, I made a lyric just talking about the female, the abuse, you know, but not just physical, but
more the
mentally,
mental level,
the psychological abuse. This lyric is "Kill the Silence." It was our first single. It's just speak about that. Kill the silence.
Yeah,
you have to talk. We have to say something. If this is hurting you, if it's wrong, so let's talk about it. You have to be encouraged, you know.
Yeah, kind of.
But it's the positive way. It's not the
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, speaking out and speaking up for yourself is always positive,
Yeah.
even if it's against negative stuff.
Exactly. It's just giving power for the girls that have to talk there.
I guess that's one of the really cool things about bands like you or like Arch Enemy or whatever, that you're a unique point for girls in their puberty to find something that empowers them and that helps them to find like strength to speak up for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And we really always want to talk about reality, you know. We always talk about the corrupt, the political stuff. Example, raise your fist. You know, this is one of the best lyrics, and we have to be powerful. You know, but not just the woman, but
everybody,
everyone.
Of course.
Yeah,
We're all human, one human race at the end of the day. But yeah, you kind of spoke about it, the corruption and the whole political situation of Brazil. Is that an influence, and will Bolsonaro be an influence in the future? Or
this guy is terrible. I feel shy for this, and this is terrible. I can't believe that's happening in Brazil, and I fucking hate him. Yeah. It's impossible, you know. It's impossible. He just speaks a lot of shit and just.
It's like when he was talking up anytime, it felt like, you know, a political satire, like, you know, an evil guy from a Hollywood movie and not a real politician.
He can be worse than Trump.
He looks like it. But I mean, I guess it's good, you know, creativity for metal lyrics and to talk about rage.
Yeah, we'll be more angry for the next album for sure.
I mean, that's Nervosa. It's like Portuguese for anger, right?
Exactly. That what we want to talk about. Yeah.
So right, one final thing I would like to talk about. Brazil, like Portuguese, has a lot of really great curse words. A good friend of mine is from there, and it taught me a lot of them. I would like to ask, what is your favorite Portuguese curse word? Would you care to enlighten our viewers?
Caralho.
Caralho, classic. I love vai tomar no cu.
Vai tomar no cu, vai se fuder.
Yeah.
Foda-se.
Yeah,
foda-se. Look. Foda-se. This means fuck. Don't fuck yourself. I fucking love it.
Very, very good. So we have taught a lot of great. Have you ever thought about, you know, writing something in Portuguese?
Yes, we have 2 lyrics in Portuguese. Urânio em Nós. It is our first album, and this last one. No. We have 3, sorry. I forgot one.
No problem.
Yeah. It's the first album. Always we put one song in Portuguese in each album.
Cool.
And the first album was Urânio em Nós. The second album was Guerra Santa. And the third album now we have the Cultura do Estupro with participation of João Gordo, the vocalist of the Hart, durch,
Right. Ah, cool.
Yeah. This is a special one. I forgot this. And this speak about the girls. because he made the lyric.
Oh.
And this lyric speak about the guys that really want to talk about us, but the bad way, not something that you have to listen because it's better for you or something like that. No, it's just a shit things like you were a bitch, you are here just because you have a really good luck or a really good body, blah, blah, blah. So these lyrics talking about the guys that just speak shit and nothing good, you know.
The little boys, not the guys. The people who are not comfortable. Exactly. So yeah, great interview so far. Is there anything you would like to add, like a final thought or something?
I just would like to say thank you for each and every one, except for you guys that support metal and always, and you open the doors for the bands. This is super important to keep the metal scene strong, you know. And I would like to thank you for the people that listen this and keep the audiences and everything. You have to support metal just to...
Absolutely. It's a group effort at the end of the day. Everybody's part of it, and it's awesome. You can't not be a part of it, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the interview. It was really fun, and I'm looking forward to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right, sorry, as always, I forgot to say, please like Nervosa, check them out, and please check out Black Vertical, like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever, so far, all that, call to action shit. Bye-bye. Every fucking time, I forget it always.
Every single time. Sorry for my bad English sometimes.
No problem.
Get confusion, but it was fine.
Yeah, it was absolutely fine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the interview.